What is up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of Katie Afraidy on the Fangoria Network. I'm your host, Katie Hettenbach, and this is the wrap-up episode of 2024, kids. You've gone 2 weeks without episodes. You deserve a little quickie, a little bum-get-a-boom. What was that? I don't know. Don't worry about it. Where am I? Don't worry about it. Okay, I'm in an Airbnb. Okay, because jolly holiday and my birthday, they're near each other, but you can never celebrate fully. And it's my golden birthday, 27 on the 27th. I deserve more. So here we are, getting crunk and drunk. Just kidding. No one says that except me. But you know what we do say? Farewell to 2024. There were so many movies that happened this year. Oh my goodness. So fun. Let's talk about some of the ones that I watched. Not all of them, because I don't remember half the things I watched. Because I watched a lot this year. I'm looking at my phone, for those of you who are watching. Strange Darling. I love Strange Darling. Oh my god, perfection. Perfection. You knew it was coming, but also you didn't. Willa is an icon if you've watched the Scream TV series. And you know how much I love that series. That is the shit. That is the shit. That is the shit. She is the shit. I love it. And also having Kyle Gallner in there. Wonderful, amazing, excellent. The acting, perfection, 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 perfection. Yes, I loved it. Okay, Terrifier 3. Guys, listen, okay? I'll do a longer thing on Terrifier 3 because I've done both Terrifiers. But Terrifier 3 was like the end scene from Terrifier 2, but the whole movie, which was a lot. It was a lot. So, yeah, and it was so much so that the more people I talk to about Terrifier 3, the more that they don't remember everything that happened because our brains literally blacked it out. That's how fucked up that movie is. That being said, great job, Damien. You did a great job, but also, are you okay? Do you need a hug? Who hurt you? That's my question. I don't know what these hand things are, but it feels right. It also feels like they're not my hands. If you're watching and you're like, whose hands are those? I don't know. I'm running on like no sleep, and I'm cranking out this episode for you because it's been 2 weeks and I feel bad. I don't need to feel bad because this podcast is supposed to be fun, and it is, but I feel bad. And also viewership. Don't want the numbers to go down, although they did go up a little bit from me not posting. So thank you, those people who joined us. Anyways, back to this. Lisa Frankenstein. Well, not horror officially, horror adjacent comedy, horror comedy with sprinkles of horror in it. I want to talk about this movie because this is my favorite movie. Like, this made it into my top 4. I love this movie. People are like, oh my god, you look like Lisa Frankenstein. Thank you, I do. Are you saying I'm a murderous person? Thank you, I am. So that's been good. But yeah. I love her. I love the movie. It's perfect. Now, the more I watch it, the more I'm like, okay, there's some continuity errors, but that's part of the fun. I also love seeing that stuff because, again, it makes it more practical, and you're like, oh my god, I could make something like this. Because, see, they're human too, and things happen, and blah. That's why fuck AI, real humans, error. Human error is the best. It's perfect. I love it. And I'll fight anybody who says it's not good. So, anyways. Hold Your Breath. I had to do watch that for an interview with the directors. Not my favorite movie. I don't like a slow burn, psychological, but it was spooky. It was very spooky and unsettling. To be like, it's a Dust Bowl, crazy concept. It was really well shot. I like that. You know what I didn't like? Heretic. I don't care who everyone's like. Oh my god, I love Heretic. Oh my god, shut up. You know what? You're allowed to have your opinions. Thank you for sharing. But it wasn't that good. I just, all the horror this year, I feel like they all have really strong starts, but they just can't stick the landing. Like, they either add too much or it's just not satisfying. And I would say the only thing in Heretic that like got me was when, what the fuck's his face? I don't remember his name. Hugh Grant was digging through spoilers. Okay, you know me, it's spoilers. You get it. Was digging through the girl's arm for her freaking Nexplanon. He's like, oh, it's a vein. She's like, no, that's her freaking birth control, you psychotic. piece of shit. Anyways, Oddity again. It started off so strong. I was so scared. The tent scene. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And then at the end, they just kept adding too much shit. And if you've seen it, you know that the weird wooden guy. Okay, he as soon as he started moving, I laughed. I was like, why is he moving? Why is he running around? Have him just be sitting and have chaos just ensue around him. I think that's scarier. He's not moving. But now you're like, oh, he can get up and chase you. Sure, why not? Why not add that to the array of whatever the fuck else is in this movie? I wanted to like it so much because everyone's like, it's so terrifying, it's so terrifying. In the beginning was. And then it dropped off. And I'm like, fuck. I have notes. I have notes. Also, they're Irish, and for some reason, that accent in a horror movie, I just don't. I can't get into it. Does that make sense? Now, I know that people who are Irish are real people, obviously, but to hear the voice when you're not used to it, and they're like, "Oh no," that was my Irish accent. Oh no, that was just I don't know what that was. Problematic. It's okay. But it just doesn't sound. It's after me, Lucky Charms. Like I just all I hear is Lucky Charms. I'm so sorry. I just that was mean. Was it? I don't care. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm keeping this in. Keeping this in. Okay. Anyway, switching up Little Bites, which I saw at Beyond Fest with Deandra, my friend Deandra. If you follow her at slashy sassy sledgehammer, she's cool. She's the best. She'll be on at some point next year when I have a frickin' set and a studio back. I twitch violently. But we saw that movie and it was bloody and fun and a good just and the end had a good twist and the makeup was awesome and it was all one location basically and it was really impressive what they did with what little they had. So bravo, 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 bravo. Okay, keep burping. I'm so sorry. The Substance. Oh my god. I there was a lot of body horror this year. And let me tell you, I've learned that I don't like body horror. Now, I will still watch it, but I do not like it. That being said, though, The Substance was perfection. I don't know if I can ever watch it again because I don't know. I want to keep that initial reaction that I had to it. I'll probably eventually watch it, but I'll like save it for like in like several years where I forget things because it was just so good and it was just and like the food disgusting, the prawns ugh, so good. Smile too, I'll probably talk about this movie more. There's a handful of these movies that I will probably in depth do episodes on, but just doing a quick run through. Smile 2, I liked it. You know what? It's different than the first one. And they did my boy Kevin, who Kevin was the monster in the end in the first movie. They did him dirty with some fucking CGI bullshit. But I will say it has a completely different tone from the first movie. Whereas, they took. Obviously, it's more suicide heavy and like it's heavy in the first movie. Second movie felt a lot lighter and I was like, okay, this is I think easier to talk about versus when I first talked about Smile, it was like hard to talk about. It's like, okay, I feel like I have to do trigger warnings. I feel like I have to do, like I feel uncomfortable talking about this. It's not something I can easily joke about. For Smile 2 is like there's more like artistic ways that they did everything, and it felt like it was easier for people to digest, if you will, for like a bigger audience, if that makes any sense. This might all be bullshit. I don't know. I'm talking to my ass. Anyways, it was fun, but the Voss water pissed me off. Pissed me the fuck off. But it's impressive that she drank it that fast. It's impressive. It's what's inside. That movie came out on Netflix. I did it for my 31 Days of Horror. It that was the body swap movie with like that was weird. Yeah, I wanted more from that movie too. I was like, murder some more people. Like, have it be more sinister. I don't know. I expected more, but maybe I'll just have to write a movie. Just kidding, I have a couple in the books. Alien Romulus, you know how I feel about this movie. I loved it. It was so fun. But I definitely think you had to see this in 4DX and with the right crowd. Because when you see that weird fucking alien hybrid crossbreed, whatever the fuck, and he's just like standing there and like, crawling around, and you hear the audience go, like the gasp, dude, it's just perfection. And as in, that reveal was so good. Sure, the rest of the movie was fine, but that part was so good. Okay, Trap. Oh no, yes, I'll talk Trap. Okay, Trap. Hilarious. It looked like shit. It looked like shit, and it was shit. But hear me out. It was so fun. It was such a fun, silly, haha movie, right? I loved it. And also, it had my nightmare in it, which is someone playing music in an intimate setting for me. Just me and that person. You're like, I'm gonna play something for you. I'll be like, absolutely not. I'm gonna walk into traffic. Don't do that ever. Please don't. I will run away from you. That's a promise. Cuckoo. Uh, Again, I literally remember writing. Ask me in a week what I actually thought about this movie. I couldn't tell you what it was about. Um, or what was happening. I liked it, I think. One thing I wasn't a big fan of was the creature's eyes. Like they just looked fake. It just looked like really fake. Everything else felt real. Then that took me out of it. But like I felt like that was like a solid film overall. I just am confused about a lot of things. But I also think that's okay because I feel like that was the vibe. But I have questions and I would like answers to most of them. Anyways, I taught Abigail. Abigail. Love me some Abigail. Love me some Matt and Tyler. Absolute delight. The movie's just fucking fun. Okay, the movie's fun as hell. It's vampire ballerina. Period. Fun. Fun. It's bad. It's fun. It's fun. It's supposed to be serious. Vampire ballerina. It's freaking fun. I had fun. I liked it. It was funny. You know what else was hilarious? In a Violent Nature. Only I saw it at 11:30 at night and by myself in an empty theater, and I almost fell asleep because the ambient sounds were so good. Um I don't know. It was fine. I understand it's a satire, but I got bored. I understand. I need a little bit more. I'm part iPad kid. I'm not actually an iPad kid. That's not my generation. But you know what? It feels like I'm on. TikTok's got my attention span short. Long legs. Again, I've talked about this on a couple other pods. I will do this as an episode because I want to. First part, amazing. After Long Legs is in her house, cabin in the fucking woods. Why does she live alone? I don't know. And then after that, boring. It lost interest. I was like, too much is going on. Pick one. Pick one thing. You're doing too much. You're doing too much. You're doing too much. Slow it down. You're doing too much. Seriously, just keep it simple, people. But I liked where it was going. I just think they're two different movies, which is fine. It's just sometimes simple is better. Sometimes if it's just a woman in a corner, it's just a woman in a corner, and it's creepy if she just sits there. It's not like, well, she's also got a monkey, and she can speak to the dad, and she's got 5 arms. You're like, just pick one, and stick with it, and make that creepy. Stop adding a bunch of things. It's confusing. Okay, the first Omen, holy ballsack. I liked it. It was heavy. It was a lot. And then I got to, because I worked on a podcast, and I got to chat with the director, and she was explaining a lot of the scenes and how, like one of them, the possession scene or whatever, or when she's like, I forget what it is. They only shot that scene twice, and in the scene, she after they did one take, it was like a 5 minute take, and they're like, okay, that's good, and the actress was like, let me do one more. They're like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, like how can I make this scarier? And the director goes, what if you like did an orgasm right before and then got into it? So she did that, but all at the same time, apparently, like all the crew was just yelling and screaming, like all the women were just like it was giving Midsummer, where everyone's just yelling with her and just like it's just primal, and it's fucking terrifying. I loved it. It was fun. So fun. Not like fun like we're gonna put this on in a movie, or we're gonna put this movie on at a party. Not that kind of movie. but it is if you want to terrify the shit out of everybody. And the worst movie of the year, for me, actually just kidding, there's a lot, but they all didn't make it on here, was the first movie of the year, and that was Night Swim. Dear God. Sure, we knew it was going to be bad, but I was expecting like a fun bad. Not like bad. I think there's potential though. I wonder what got cut to get to that point. But yeah. You know what you did? Regardless of everything that I say, everybody made a movie this year. It's a big fucking deal to make a movie. I hope one day that when I make my movies, that there's a podcast out there just like me, absolutely ripping them apart. Just rip them apart. But also be like, you know what? She made a fucking movie, and that's huge because I didn't make a movie, you know? Like, it's a big deal and it's a big accomplishment. Sometimes they suck, and that's okay. I want some movies that suck. I want some stinkers. I want them. For fun. Why not? Why the fuck not? Okay, that being said, I'm going to give you my top 3 favorite episodes from this year that are mine. These are my 3 favorites. I love them dearly. And okay, so number 1 obviously is Matt and Tyler from Radio Silence. I was so excited when they responded to my email. I was like, holy shit. I just cold reached out to them and they're like, fuck yeah, let's do it. And I got them both, which normally in interviews with like podcasts, they don't usually do both. And they agreed to come in person, which is huge. And it was just such a blast. I could have talked to them literally all day, and they're such nice humans. And I think they're so freaking talented. And it's also like really cool. If you would have told me in high school, hey, you're going to be interviewing the people who directed the new Scream movies, the people who directed Ready or Not, Abigail, all these other things, I would have said, of course I am. But also, but seriously, I love them so much. I ran into them at a couple premieres, and they have like tackle hug me. They're like, "Oh my god, how are you? I love the podcast," da-da. And it means a lot. So that's really cool that I've now formed that relationship. I'm excited to see where that goes in the future, and obviously have them back on because they're fun as fuck. They're fun as fuck, and they're hilarious together. Oh my god, they just go back. It's so interesting. Their dynamic is amazing. Okay. Second favorite episode is the movie I just shat on really hard, and that is Night Swim with Anders Home. Durs, if you will, family friend. Anders, my dad was his strength coach at Wisconsin when he swam there, which is fucking crazy. But so the majority of the episode we're talking about that but I felt really bad because I just wanted to do a pool horror movie, and I was like, this is new, it'll be fun. Anders, you're not watching, but if you are, I'm so sorry. We should have watched literally anything else because you deserve more. Well, I hope he will come back on one day and we can do an actual good movie that's not painful. Because I feel like talking about a bad movie is more fun than talking about a bad movie, Something that's actually like sucks ass. Sorry. It was hard it was also boring. Like, it's not like a bad fun movie, it's a bad boring movie. I didn't realize how bad it was until I watched it the second time, and I was like, shit, I'm so sorry, Durs. I'm so sorry. But it was a really fun episode, and it's also a good episode on switching the mindset of like, okay, how would we fix this movie? And Durs does a really good job of like, okay, this is what I would do in like the writer's room to punch up, to, switch here and here, and what I would do for the sequel, if there was a sequel, da-da-da-da. And it's hilarious. It's so funny. He's also really intimidating. He's really nice. But as a comic, I want to make people laugh. And that's how I make myself feel more, comfortable. And he's so deadpan the whole time. So I don't think I made him laugh the whole time. He was making me chuckle the whole. So he's a funny dude, but he's good. He's in the zone. He's heard it all. Number 3, though, last but certainly not least. Also, these aren't really like ranked. I just am saying this is the third one and the last one. Is Kelly Ryan with Late Night with the Devil. Kelly and I were out one night And she came up to me, she's like, have you seen this movie? I want to do it on your podcast. And I was like, I don't know if it's in theaters anymore, but we're gonna. And I watched it in theaters. Had no idea what to fucking expect. Just walked in fully blind, and we had. I love Kelly's energy, and just what she brings to, everything she does. That's just her. Her and her sister Allie are just funny fucking people. One day I hope to have them both on the pod. That would be very, very fun. They are talented. They are so fucking funny. But yeah, so, absolute delight to have those people on the pod. And let's talk about the future, about what the podcast holds next year. The goals for next year is to, if I can help it, stop doing Zooms. I would like to only do Zooms if I absolutely have to. They're not my favorite to do. I understand a lot of podcasts do Zooms, and I respect it. I love it. But for me, I need to be in person. I need to be able to, be there, feed off the energy. You can't really do that online. And then there's a delay and so, there's noise and distractions. Like, I want you to be there with me. Also, I have a cool ass set and I have to get that back. I'm trying to get that back. So let's send good vibes my way because I fucking need it. I do have a studio. I just need to get my set back and then do the studio. But would be great to do that. And I'm really excited to see what happens. I really want to do merch. That's like a big thing this year. I don't know how. I'm looking into, I want like because I want soft t-shirts. I also want like a bucket hat. I want stuff that I'm going to wear. I'm not a big t-shirt person, but if I'm going to do a t-shirt, I want it to be soft and nice, and good quality. So might do that. Might do a tote bag. Who fucking knows? Stickers, obviously. I love stickers so much. Other than that, we straight chilling, and I'll be at cons here and there. I'm performing a lot of stand up next year already. Would love to see you guys there if you're in Los Angeles area. You can follow me, Katie Afraidy or Katie Hetty, which is also linked in that bio. But yeah, I guess we'll just wrap this episode up real quick. But guys, thank you so much for being good supporters. This year has been absolute hell through losing my studio, and um, I lost my set. I lost my rabbit a couple weeks ago. Rest in peace, Eddie. My little serial killer bunny, which I'll still be talking about him. And I might be making dark jokes, so be prepared for those. Did she just say that? I did. I'm healing and grieving in my own way. I actually just got a call. I have to go pick up his ashes later. Shit, that'll be fun. And by fun, I mean I'm gonna cry. Anyways, anywho, so grateful for you guys. Seriously, thank you for sticking with me through all of the chaos. And it's been an absolute delight. And I can't wait to see what we do next year. We're gonna go crazy. 2025. Please stay safe during the new year. But you know what you should do before the new year? You should go subscribe to Katie Afraidy on YouTube. You should go give Katie Afraidy 2 stars. 2 stars. Give them all the stars. Give them 5 stars. Apple Podcasts, Spotify. That helps me out. Please, I beg you. I beg you. Follow me on Instagram, Katie Afraidy. And I guess I'll leave you with some advice. Even if you lose your studio and you really don't want to take your set with you, just take it with you. Anyways, though, guys, you guys have been great. I'll see you next year. It's in a week. I'm so tired. Drink water. Okay, bye. Stay spooky.